And we keep seeing article after article after article, and we keep hearing about prominent person after prominent person after prominent person.
Again, I can't discuss the specifics of our law enforcement operations related to Mr. Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein had video surveillance in all of his homes and on his private island.
What if I told you the FBI might be hiding what really happened with Jeffrey Epstein, and that the people who should be behind bars are still walking free? Senator John Kennedy just went head-to-head with FBI Director Christopher Wray and exposed what looks like one of the biggest cover-ups in modern history. From Epstein's blackmail tapes to the two-tier justice system protecting the elites, this hearing changes everything. If you believe no one should be above the law, not Epstein's friends, not the Bidens, not anyone, then hit that like button, subscribe to Freedom Pulse Media, and share this video with every patriot you know. Because the truth needs a voice, and together, we're making sure it's heard.
Not where it needs to be.
Okay. Here's my second question. We know that Jeffrey Epstein, who is now deceased, and Ms. Maxwell, his associate, who's in prison, were engaged in a conspiracy of sex trafficking with minors. So were others. It's been widely reported. What's the FBI doing to investigate the other people that were involved in these sex trafficking rings?
Well, I'm not sure that I can confirm any specific individual.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me give you some facts, widely reported. Jeffrey Epstein had video surveillance in all of his homes and on his private island. And there have been articles after articles from witnesses who have said he videotaped sex acts with prominent people because he was trying to with young girls that he had procured to try to incur favor with those prominent people and potentially to be able to blackmail them. Now, that's a fact. And the FBI and other federal agencies have raided his houses. Do you have those tapes?
Again, I can't discuss the specifics of our law enforcement operations related to Mr. Epstein or Ms. Maxwell, but obviously we had very active investigation related to both of them. But whether it extends to other people, I'm not sure that's something
but here,
can comment on.
A suit was filed yesterday against one of those prominent people by one of the young women sex trafficked, allegedly, said he was part of the ring. It's on the front page, I don't know, is this New York Times, Wall Street Journal? And we keep seeing article after article after article, and we keep hearing about prominent person after prominent person after prominent person. I just want to know if these prominent people are above the law and aren't being investigated, or is the FBI investigating them?
Well, no one is above the law, number one. As to whether specific people are being investigated, that's not something that I, as I'm sure you can appreciate, can engage on here. We've devoted significant resources to the investigation.
Is it ongoing?
I'm not sure there's anything I can share with you on that, but let me see if we can get back to you and provide a little more information.
Well, for example, these allegations in this lawsuit, the civil action.
Yeah, I haven't seen
you ought to read
the article.
It'll trigger your gag reflex. Is the FBI going to investigate that?
Well, again, I haven't seen the article, but I would be happy to take a look at it and take it back and see if it's part of something.
I'd just like to know.
I share your.
Yeah, is the FBI still investigating this, or are these prominent people going to go scot-free?
I'm not sure that I can tell you whether or not there is ongoing work being devoted to this. I would be happy to take a look at the specific article. I share your disgust at Mr. Epstein's conduct and Ms. Maxwell's conduct.
And others.
The whole operation.
Okay. Thanks, Madam Chair. Sorry, Martin.
Welcome back to Freedom Pulse Media, the home of truth, transparency, and unapologetic patriotism. If you're tired of watching corrupt elites skate free while hardworking Americans get crushed by the system, hit that like button and subscribe right now, because tonight, we're cutting through the noise. Let's get right into it. Senator John Kennedy just went head-to-head with FBI Director Christopher Wray, and what happened was nothing short of explosive. Kennedy didn't pull any punches. He asked the questions every American has been asking for years. Are the elites above the law? And Wray? He danced around every single one of them. When Kennedy brought up Jeffrey Epstein, a man who ran one of the most disturbing and well-connected sex trafficking rings in modern history, Wray couldn't even give a straight answer. Kennedy pressed him on the obvious. Epstein had surveillance cameras in all his homes. He filmed powerful people with underage girls. The FBI raided his properties. So where are the tapes? Who are those prominent people? Why haven't we seen justice? And what does Wray say? He can't comment. He can't confirm. He can't engage. Patriots, that's the same line we've been hearing for years, but we all know what's going on. If this were an ordinary citizen, they'd already be rotting in a federal prison. But when it's politicians, billionaires, and media elites, suddenly it's classified or under investigation. Kennedy's frustration was all of ours. He wanted answers, and Wray gave nothing. Just more bureaucratic double talk. But it didn't stop there. Kennedy also grilled Wray about election interference. Think about this. Never in U.S. history has a sitting president's political opponent been prosecuted in multiple jurisdictions, all by Democrat prosecutors, right in the middle of an election season. That's not coincidence, that's coordination. Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis, Jack Smith, all operating in sync while the media cheers them on. And then we find out George Soros' network is out there literally advising Democrats to keep repeating the phrase convicted felon to brainwash voters. You want to talk about election interference? That's it, right there. But what does Wray say? He refuses to comment. Won't talk about ongoing cases. Won't say if the FBI is even looking into potential misuse of government power. Here's the truth, folks. This is exactly what a two-tier justice system looks like. When a conservative sneezes wrong, they get raided by the FBI at 6 a.m. When the Biden family launders money through shell companies, they call it unverified. When Epstein's network traffics minors to the rich and powerful, the evidence mysteriously disappears. And when the American people start asking questions, we get labeled conspiracy theorists. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about accountability. It's about whether we still live in a country where the law applies to everyone, or just to the people without connections. Senator Kennedy deserves credit for asking what the mainstream media won't. He spoke for millions of Americans who are sick and tired of the cover-ups, the corruption, and the double standards. And while the establishment tries to laugh it off, patriots across this nation are waking up. We see what's happening. We know what's being hidden. And we're not going to stop calling it out. If you believe in truth, if you believe in equal justice under the law, then it's time to stand up, speak out, and fight back against this corrupt system. Subscribe to Freedom Pulse Media, share this video with your friends, and help us keep exposing what the mainstream won't. Because the only way we lose is if we stay silent. I'm your host with Freedom Pulse Media, where the fight for freedom never stops. Stay strong, stay informed, and God bless America.